Let's see where we go. There we go. Mike in Bristol. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
Listen, I just wanted to say, like everybody else, we're all gonna miss you when you're gone. And the thing that I remember the most is whenever the big story would break, like this thing with Eli, or I remember when the Jerry Sandusky thing broke. I would say to myself, I want to put on Mike Francesa, and he's gonna help me understand it and talk me through it. And we're not gonna have that anymore. But it is what it is.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, what I wanted to say, I wanted to get to a little bit about Eli Manning. Now, the thing is, see, Eli Manning was the last guy, in my opinion, on the Giants that was the problem this year. And I really think the Giants did him a disservice in what they did. And I don't know your opinion of this, but I often think about players that have meant so much to their teams that I usually think, like, the Giants should have let him play as long as he wanted, as long as he wasn't hurt or he didn't really lose a step or anything. And I don't know your opinion on that, but, like, players should I can't really get my point on it. I'm sorry.
No, I know what you're saying. But listen, teams get to do what they're in charge. Owners are in charge. Coaches are in charge. They make the decisions. They might make a wrong decision, but I agree with your original premise. He was not the problem. Now, again, he would operate better behind the better offensive line, but he was not the issue. Jesus, what's up, Jesus?
Thanks, Mike, for all the years.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll miss you for
What's
sure.
happening?
So just going back to the Brady discussion.
Yeah.
If you recall, if it wasn't because of Vanderjagt, Manning would have had at least 2 appearances in the Super Bowl. If he would have been a Terry like Brady did, who pretty much saved him in a lot of tie games, we would be talking about the history of football completely different.
Well, I mean, listen, you got to go back and look at all the different things. A lot of times, quarterbacks, someone's going to drop a ball. A deep back might drop a ball they threw badly. That's happened to these guys. The kicker's going to miss kicks. Somebody's going to make a great play on defense. I mean, that's part of the game. You have to understand that they're not going to always be in charge of every moment, every iota of the action. There's going to be things that actually impact their lives, too. That's just the way it works. So you just got to add all that in and put it in the middle. Ken in Ballston Spa. What's up, Ken?
Hey, Mike. Just want to say thank you for all the calls of mine you've taken over the years. I'm going to miss you.
Thank you. What's happening?
Hey, yeah, with college football playoff, I definitely think the committee got it right. I love when it was on with Danielson, but I just feel it's really odd not to have a rep from the Big Ten or the Pac-12. Do you see them maybe considering a 6 or an 18 playoff in the next few years?
No, I don't. I think that they understand that this is what they have. There's going to be years where different leagues and different teams are going to be disgruntled. So be it. They'll live with it. And that's just part of the process. I think it's working well. I think it's very popular. I think the games will do enormous numbers this year on New Year's Day. I think those 2 games on New Year's Day will do big numbers. Both games. I mean, I think they'll do very well. They're in the right spots. They really are. Ira in Rochester. What's up, Ira?
First of all, I really thank you for 30 years of greatness.
Thank you.
There may be an argument who's the greatest quarterback, but I'll use the people who would argue for Brady to why you're the number one.
Well, thank you.
Maybe somebody better than you in regular season, maybe somebody better than you in this particular area, but you have a broad knowledge, a consistency for 30 years, detailed on so many areas. So, and I want to bring up one memory of Mad Dog predicting that Buffalo would get 50, and your reaction of, come on, they're not getting 50 against the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I do want to bring up what recently people have used how you covered the McAdoo thing as one of your great traits. I would like to bring it up as also something that drives people crazy, if you don't mind. I'm saying this with a smile on my face. And that is that he came on the show the next day, and he said, somebody asked him, you really think Geno Smith gives you a better chance to win? And he said, don't put words in my mouth.
That was the next.
Why didn't you acknowledge that?
That was the next day.
The next day.
I had already spoken.
You think he said it the first day?
Absolutely did. Absolutely did. Absolutely did. Absolutely did. Not even a question he did. He wanted to play him He wanted him, he said, with the game plan that we want to play and the way we want to play, this player gives us the best chance to win the game. That's exactly what he said. He absolutely said it. And he said, this is the game plan we want to formulate. This is what we feel is right for the team right now. That's absolutely what he said. And even stressed how the game plan, and that was part of what I talked about, the game plan. What were they going to do? Where were they going to get a game plan from? They didn't even have anybody who could block. Where were they going to formulate a game plan from? What was going to change? And you know what? Nothing changed. All right. Gino ran a couple of rollouts that Eli wouldn't have run. But other than that, the game plan didn't change. And the same things that were haunting them with Eli haunted them with Gino, which was they got hit without being blocked and they lost the football, which has been plaguing Eli. It plagued Gino twice. And he stressed that the ball handling would be a big issue and mobility would be a big issue. And it wasn't at all. First of all, Gino's not the most mobile guy in the world. And Gino can throw the ball. No one's ever said he couldn't. He throws it to the other team too much, but he can throw the ball. But the idea now, after that first day, okay, if he had come out and said, I just want to look at other quarterbacks, I know Eli's the guy. He didn't say that. If he had said that, I would have never gone off. Because I didn't go off immediately. I didn't go off until after he spoke. Then I went off. Because I think the way he spoke was clearly that he was choosing one over the other because it gave him the best chance. And he was dying, and I know this, he was dying to play what he thought was a more mobile quarterback. I know that because he thought that was going to cure one of his ills. And he thought that was a big problem with that offense, was that there was no mobility with the quarterback position. He felt that for a while. He didn't want to say it, but he felt it. But Gino is, the ironic part is while he's more mobile than Eli, hey, a tree's more mobile than Eli. But Gino is not an overly mobile quarterback. He's a pocket passer, and he's not a bad passer. It's not like he doesn't have a good arm. He has a good arm. He just is very erratic, and he doesn't see the field. At least he hasn't in his career seen the field very well. That's why he's been victimized by a lot of interceptions. Bill in Morristown. What's up, Bill?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
What's happening?
Two quick things. One, Cashman, and one, Brady. I got to hand it to Cashman. For him to go out on the limb with Boone and then right after that be able to actually have an insurance policy on his own investment by securing himself for the next 5 years, that if he got it wrong, he's still taken care of. I don't know if that's brilliant.
He's earned that, though. Listen, he's earned that. He's been there a long time. He got named in a couple places the Executive of the Year this year. He's done a good job rebuilding that team. He's been there for a very long time. He's earned this contract. Whether he wind up, whether he lasts all 5 years, and I think he probably will. And if he didn't, he's earned this contract. And I don't think you see, I know him well. I don't think he's worried about his job security. I never felt he was worried about his job security. Now, everybody likes to have some guaranteed money, and I haven't read his contract to see how guaranteed it is. Whether the money's guaranteed. Just because the contract's 5 years doesn't mean it's guaranteed. A year could be guaranteed, 2 years could be guaranteed, X amount could be guaranteed. You have to read it. That's the state. All 5 years are guaranteed from the first day. I mean, not every contract's that way. Just because it says 5 years, X amount of dollars doesn't mean it's all guaranteed. I don't know if it is or it isn't. I don't think Cash worries about that. I don't think Cash is worried about where his next job's coming from. I don't think he's ever worried about that. And I've known him a very long time. I don't think he's ever worried about that. 4 o'clock, here's Mr. Met.